Hi everybody, welcome to today's FindTheBestCarPrice.com video. Today we're going to look at the 2021 Volvo XC40 T4 Momentum. It has a sticker price of $41,065. Let's get started with our tour. This model does come with the cold climate pack, so if you live up north or during the very rare times when it gets really cold down here in the south, which obviously can happen, evidenced by what happened just a few weeks ago with all the snow and ice we had around here. This model comes with the cold climate pack. That's a heated steering wheel, heated driver and passenger seats, and heated windshield wiper blades. And just the overall design, I like the fact that you have a very iconic look here with the grille, just the way everything is designed here, that Volvo logo right there. It's very easy to know what you're looking at if you're not maybe familiar with it. You're wondering what kind of vehicle is that. I don't think there's anybody around that can look at the front end of this model and not know that it's a Volvo, whether you can see the logo there or not. Just the overall design really does a good job of telling you what it is. I do like the overall design here of the headlights. You've got the LED headlights, LED daytime running lights. You've also got the fog lights here on the lower portion of the bumper. Of course, I've got the hazard lights going so you can see the blinkers in action. Hopefully you use those when you're driving down the road. One thing I like here a lot, and even though I know most likely the average Volvo owner isn't going to open the hood on their XC40, but if you did, Volvo's made finding the hood latch very, very easy. There's some vehicles out there, I've seen this on Fords and some other models, where you go to open the hood, you hit the release on the interior and it says pull 2 times, and all you have to do is come out and just raise the hood. Well, the next best thing, I think, is a very simple to find hood release on the hood itself. And in this case, you have the yellow release right there. Very easy to navigate to and find if you look down under there, because you can't find it necessarily. Pretty simple. And kudos to Volvo. One of my favorite features when it comes to opening the hood, you don't have to hunt around for that pole to manually hold up the hood. You've got the struts right here that take care of that for you. Under the hood, the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder puts out 187 horsepower, 221 pound-feet of torque. And this model is front-wheel drive, although all-wheel drive is available on the right trim level. All that power is put to the ground through the front-wheel drive system via an 8-speed automatic transmission. Estimated gas mileage comes in at 23 miles per gallon in the city, 32 out on the highway. Tell me down in the comments, guys and gals, depending on who's watching, what kind of gas mileage are you getting out of your XC40? Of course, that might also vary because there are multiple engine options available. And of course, there's the P8. What about the safety features? I always like to give a partial list of what the model has that we're looking at here on my YouTube channel. So let's go ahead and do that. And if you want to see a full list of the safety features so I don't give you too much to read there on the screen, make sure to check out the link in the description of the video to this very XC40 at Homes Volvo Cars if you want to know more. Of course, you do have that turn signal indicator built into the side view mirrors. And when you lock the vehicle, those are going to fold in. A lot of advantages to that. Normally, this model would come with 18-inch alloy wheels, but in this case, these are the optional 20-inch 5-spoke wheels. And one of the reasons I picked this model is I like the fact that you have the contrast with the white roof right here, top of the vehicle, to kind of just really make it more of an attention getter, at least in my particular opinion. I like the fact that it looks more elegant that way, maybe even a little more high performance to some extent. Of course, you've got so many options here that make life easy when you own one of these. If you have the key in your pocket, all you have to do is walk up and touch the door handle. Everything's going to automatically unlock. Very, very simple. Nice creature comforts there among many, many others. And when it comes to finishing off the overall look of the XC40, this rear roof spoiler definitely fills the bill. It not only looks nice, you can imagine what that would look like if it wasn't there. It just wouldn't look the same. That's not only useful in the respect of the cosmetic look of the vehicle, but also aerodynamics. It allows air to flow over the rear window. That's meant to help keep that rear window clean as you're driving down the road. But if it does get dirty when you are sitting still, which obviously it will, you sit still long enough, that's going to happen. Got that rear window wiper right there. Really like the overall design of these tail lights here. My favorite feature, the fact that you have a hands-free tailgate. Just going to wave your foot underneath the bumper right there. Let's see if we can get that correct. There we go. When you're not used to doing this every single day, sometimes you just don't get it right the first time, but we're not going to reshoot that scene. When you get into the rear cargo area here, you've got a reasonable amount of space, a few different options. You've got the cargo cover right here. If you don't want that, you can take that out very easily. It is removable. You can fold down those 60-40 split rear seats a number of different ways, a couple of different ways, depending on what your situation is. If you don't have any passengers back there, well, you can fold them both down to maximize cargo space, or just one side or the other. You also have a pass-through in the middle that you can also take advantage of. And in a day and age when we're starting to see fewer and fewer spare tires in vehicles, and instead the tire repair kits, you're not going to be disappointed here. No tire repair kit here. Underneath the floor is a spare tire. All the tools needed to change that. Hopefully you'll never need that, but if you do, I think it gives a lot more peace of mind as opposed to having that little tire repair kit, because you might have a big enough hole in your tire that you can't repair it that way. When your passengers hop into the back seat here, the very first thing they're likely to notice, that panoramic sunroof. The front portion of that does slide open. Quite a large panoramic sunroof, by the way, so very good view there for your rear seat passengers. Decent amount of storage back here. You've got what are commonly known as map pockets. Those look more like map nets to me, because that's more of a net than a pocket, but there it is. The door bends, and you got the dual air conditioning vents and 2 USB-C ports down here as well, drink holders, and a fold-down armrest. Of course, access to that pass-through that we talked about earlier. And here in the front seat, that luxury continues. Comfortable seating, got that leather-wrapped heated steering wheel, very comfortable. Very nice looking modern instrument cluster there for the driver to take advantage of. And I like the fact that you can bring up navigation on the instrument cluster, so when driving down the road, the driver doesn't have to look over here to the right. Everything's right in front of them when it comes to using navigation. Of course, you got your steering wheel mounted controls, everything you would expect there. Cruise control, you can go through a lot of different features, activate voice commands. Really nice setup here. And one thing that's here, and I'm curious to know what your feedback is on this. It would be nice, in my personal opinion, I believe, to see Volvo put in some knobs here, maybe some buttons and switches and whatever for controlling the air conditioning. Everything right now is controlled through the infotainment screen. What do you think about that? Would you like to see that change? Do you like it? Are you used to it? How well does that work for you? Very curious to know what all of you watching have to say about that. Of course, you've got the controls down here for the radio, and there are a couple of different spots where you can hide business cards, maybe even credit cards if you wanted to. I don't know if I would recommend that, but there's little slots over here on the left-hand side. There's also another space underneath the 12-volt power outlet, another USB port, 2 USB ports right there as well. A little space underneath there where you can hide whatever you want to. And a little more storage space there. You got your drink holders, quite a bit of interesting little spots and places to put things right here. Shifter, I like the fact that the shifter is very easy to wrap your hand around. Now, as far as multitaskers go, right here, this is meant to be a trash can. That's literally what Volvo intends for you to use it for. But you could put a whole lot of things in here. You might be able to even slide 1 or 2 small or medium Vehicle Visionary t-shirts in there if you fold them just right. Tell me what you use that for. Do you use it for its intended purpose, or is it one of those, as I like to call it, multitaskers? And of course, more space here in the center console. I don't know how many Vehicle Visionary t-shirts you could fit in there. Maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5. Again, it got to be folded just right. And something else that I like here, something you don't see in every single vehicle, that here on the rear view mirror, you've got the direction that you're going. It tells me that I'm facing northwest right now. So if you want to know about that, you can just glance up real quick. If you're maybe directionally challenged and you wonder, what direction am I going? Am I heading in the right direction? Whatever you may need to do with that, well, there's one of those great features. So I've been itching to get out on the road and see how this model drives. I talked about the smooth ride quality. Let's get out on the road and see how that actually works. So let's hop out on the road for a quick test drive and see exactly how this XC40 handles. Now, I will say the engine feels a little underpowered, but when you put your foot into it, it gets down the road really well. And having that backing of the 8-speed automatic transmission definitely helps out in that area. So it doesn't feel like it's the fastest thing around, but it's not meant to be. But I will say this, it definitely is going to do a great job of a daily driver, meeting all of the needs, no matter what that may be, of the owner. And just to kind of cruise around on a different test drive route here, I do like the fact that the way that the XC40 is set up to handle, that you can have a little bit of fun with it if you just are maybe having a stressful day, and if you're one of those people that likes to go out for a nice drive in the country or whatever, a spirited drive, for example, this would definitely give you a little bit of fun with that. While you don't have a whole lot of horsepower under the hood, the handling is very good. The ride quality is good. It may not be the smoothest riding vehicle out on the road, but some of that's going to depend on what you're stepping out of if you step into an XC40. And that's not to make it sound like the ride is harsh. It really isn't. A short wheelbase is definitely going to pick up some bumps you might not notice in a larger, longer wheelbase vehicle, but still, it soaks up the bumps quite well. And I just like the overall driving experience. A smaller vehicle is always easier to get around, so if you live in a large city with a lot of traffic and maybe tight parking, for example, an XC40 is a wonderful option for something like that. Very easy to park, very easy to maneuver in and out of traffic, and just overall fun to drive. I really like the fact that you can see well out of the vehicle. Visibility is good. A little bit of a blind spot over the right-hand shoulder, but not too bad. Of course, that's why you've got options and features such as blind spot monitoring to help out with those kind of things. So I have to say, my final verdict here as we finish up our test drive, no wonder the XC40 is so popular. It's fun to drive. It drives well, it rides well, and I like the technology that you have here. If you want to step up that technology a little bit more, well, the XC40 Recharge, the P8, is definitely the direction to go. Like I said, got a couple of videos on that if you would like to know more.
To learn more about the model in today's video, visit the link in the description for a detailed comparison between trims and pricing for the vehicle we featured or any vehicle you may be interested in. These pages feature information such as our recommended trim level based on price, value, and features. Thank you for taking the time to watch today's video. We look forward to seeing you next time.